Hello and welcome to the Assetto Corsa Competizione Sim series, round 2 of season 2 of our sprint series. This is the first stream this series we're getting. I'm Gareth Romper and we're at Snetterton. Snetterton, a track that I honestly quite like, but well, I maybe like is too strong. I don't mind it, it's fine. But we have a little bit of a little bit more of a chill, casual feel to today because a lot of people don't like Snetterton. I think the extra section added for the 300 layout definitely it's a little bit boring, a little bit sort of nothing. But the rest of the track actually isn't too bad. So, and hopefully we can see some interesting racing here. 2 30-minute races. So if things do get a little bit spread out, we get a nice reset in the middle. We get to see what happens. Right now, the AM class are out there doing their qualifying. We have a look at the times. We can see so far Evans leading the way with the grey number, which I believe means he's a new driver rather than an AM driver. He has not done any races with us yet. So obviously probably will end up in the pro class next season, we would assume. Someone has managed to get themselves disqualified already, and I actually have no idea why that is. So while I go and try to look that up, here is the score so far for this season. There's the stupid spreadsheet, so I'll get that out of the way. Smoggy leading the way, but greyed out because he has signed out for this race, so he's not going to be here. I cannot see anything in the stewards that's telling me why he's gone, but whatever. Yeah, so Hamlin's going to be leading the championship, basically. Bart Raven right behind him. These two are both here today. They're going to be the ones we're looking at to fight for the lead. If we scroll... Oh, no, actually, we need to change to... Holly Coleman, who is still here, leading the AM class. I actually can't make it go down any further. That is a problem with my layout. Either way. There is our new layout. You can see all of the new cars. There are 3 of them. Connor, Jan and Matt. I don't see Jan in the server. So, yeah. We are getting the pro class drivers going out now. Out with Guillaume Hamlin. Cody just ahead of him. A little bit earlier out. You can see Sasha there in his Audi. The new car he's chosen to run with for this season. Behind him, I believe that's Johnny Wu in the McLaren. 51. Bart Raven is the car that is out first, so he's the guy we're going to be watching as we go on to our first flying lap. I see. So the pro driver was disqualified for setting a lap during the AM section. So on to our first lap at Silverstone on board with Bart Raven. Brake into the first corner, throw yourself in. You take it pretty fast. One of the sort of difficult things about racing here as we go into the chicane, or the hairpin that is turn 2, one of the different things about racing here is both of the long straights have very fast corners after them, which makes it a little bit hard to do any sort of big overtaking moves in them. Now we're into that awkward middle sector where there's a lot of sort of slow, sort of clumsy, awkward corners here. Hard to learn as well because it's so sort of featureless over here on a traditional British airfield track. Bit of a faster corner as we slot down towards two of the most difficult corners to get right on the track, I think. Especially this last one going into the back straight. Very easy to just run a bit wide or to not push quite hard enough and not get out to that exit curb. And then we're back onto where I think Snetterton does shine. Big breakdown here. Couple of corners in, brake again, very exciting corner there, sort of two corners really built into one, and then just a quick lift through bomb hole, and then absolutely send it into this corner, lift as you're coming up to the giraffe there in front of you, and then a little bit on the throttle all the way around until this very tight corner. Got to get on the throttle for the main straight. And that was a lap of Snetterton with Bart Raven. And there he is, Guillaume Hamlin behind him, just a little bit faster with the 146.8. 146.6 coming in from Sasha. And you can see it's looking good. It's looking a lot better than our last season, where we do have the Pro and the AM split pretty reasonably, it seems. Tyrrell, the only driver who is below those AM drivers. Now we can settle here for the rest of... there we go, I was wondering where that was. There's your standings. We have a reasonable mix of cars this season. Porsche seems to be the most highly represented. We have quite a few McLarens if you count the AM drivers as well. Less Astons than we're used to today. Only Connor Quinn really driving that car so far. Danny Simmons in the Honda. Gustav Gordstig in the Lexus. And we of course have Guillaume in his Lamborghini, a couple of Audis, and Willie Thorne there, who's repping the Ferrari, the one and only Ferrari representative today. And Zabi here, as I said, was disqualified for setting a lap in the wrong part of qualifying. Bart Raven is on the biggest improvement, still being right up at the front. Willie Thorne took his third place from him, but he still has the. He actually has the fastest third sector in the third sector now. He's keeping on the pace for that pretty good. I did notice he lifted a lot later than I do, going into that long right-hander. So clearly knows exactly how far he can push it. That looks like he even gained time in the last sector there, even though he was already faster than everyone else. So up to the top of the timings goes Bart Raven. Great job there. It's very slightly up going into turn one as well. So Bart Raven really feeling good right now on the pace. Yom. Slightly off track there, looks like. Oh. Even more off for Simmons. That is not quite the line. Lexus actually makes the corner. Yeah, it's a difficult track, and you can see that by how little improvements we're getting. Honestly, I'm looking at my timing tower, and it's just an absolute sea of red laps. It's a tricky course. This is the sort of thing we'll see a lot happening as well. Christopher Elberg there, just going a little bit wide. Very easy to do, not just there, but on many corners here, and it can be the absolute death of you. So you have a bunch of people starting new laps. It's for Schlink and Matt F. Within those Kevin Parker Porsches. Both improving on their times right now. A little Porsche Cup there, 10th to 12th. Actually, both. Oh no, Schlink's still on lap. Math has invalidated his lap, unfortunately. Here's Alexandra Quiros. He's also on an improvement, still in the middle sector though, so a long way to go. Danny Simmons, he's coming out into the back straight now, so he's actually got pretty far through the lap and is still on a large improvement. He could be jumping up towards 5th position just by holding this. There we go. Through Bommel, nice and quick, taking a lot of curve there out onto the exit. Brooks will safe round. Lifts a little bit earlier than Bart does, but the Honda probably less stable than the BMW. You can see Guillaume Hamlin there ahead of him. Christopher Elberg has just jumped up to 6th. That's a nice run from him, but he's going to lose it immediately as Simmons comes across the line up to 5th. Good work there from the Honda driver. Sasha now going through the middle sector on an improvement. Hamlin looking for some time as well, but really hard to keep it up. Actually, Danny Simmons already 3 tenths up. Going for a second fast lap in a row. Matt F, after invalidating last time, is now coming out of the middle sector up on his time. Coming for the last sector up on his time is Attila Cody. So there he is up to 7th. Coming around onto our last possible times for improvements here. Anyone with a P or a checkered flag next to their name in the timing will not be able to make another lap this session. Matt F here coming around the last corner with a very slight improvement. Not going to be able to make a place. Gained 2 tenths in that last corner. And another half a tenth there coming down the straight. So that was the first time Matt F's really got that last corner absolutely correct. Sasha then comes around, but his lap is invalid. Guillaume Hamlin now. Just behind him, Danny Simmons, the last two able to cross the line. Guillaume Hamlin with an improvement, but not enough to snatch the pole, and Danny Simmons just behind him up to 4th. So that was a good end of qualifying there for Danny Simmons, who snuck himself a few more positions. Here is how our qualifying stands as we get ready to go to the grid. Now we are back on the grid for race 1 at Snetterton. Remember, this is 2 30-minute races we have today. The second and 4th race of the season will be this format. For both races, we use the same qualifying, so Bart Raven will be on pole for both, just ahead of Guillaume Hamling. In the second row, we have Sasha and Danny Simmons. And then behind them, Willie Thorne in the Ferrari and Alexander Quiros, who is the first car to not be in a... or the first driver to not be in a unique car. Great variety of manufacturers that we have up the front of the grid. Really nice to see. Just behind him then is the first Porsche. Attila Cody managed to jump up the order near the end of the session, ahead of Christopher Elberg in the second Audi. Evans then is a newcomer to the series in the newcomer class. He is much further up the field than anyone else he's racing with. Right in the middle of the pro drivers. Johnny Wu then in the Aston Martin cracked McLaren, just ahead of Matt F. and Christian Slink, both in Porsches on that line. Gustav Gordstug, the one and only Lexus that we'll be having here, ahead of Ed Turrell. And then we get to the AM class, pole of the AM class, Henry Coleman in the Aston Martin, the only Aston Martin we see today, ahead of Matthew Smith in, I believe, the only Mercedes. We then have Fito Fernandez and Martin Turner, McLaren and Lamborghini respectively. And then another new driver, Connor Quinn, who's racing amongst the AMs. Dennis Cotto, Eckhart von Glan, Matt... I forgot to unlink my car, whatever. Mats Schulblum, who was in the last AM, and then Piexe, this last Mercedes we will see coming past us. He was disqualified from qualifying for coming out in the wrong part of the stack. We are, ladies and gentlemen, ready for the first race of this evening. On the line at Snetterton, everyone's lined up reasonably well. Really falling the Ferrari is maybe a little bit further back than he should be. And they're off. Good start from pretty much everyone until Cody there. Having a nice run in the Porsche, as they often do. Very careful for Christopher Elberg, slightly further back in the field. Danny Simmons is off. That could cause a big incident, but it's not going to quite yet. Oh, there's been a crash further back, but everyone else has got through safely. Connor Quinn there was caught up in some of that. Willie Thorne has lost a position to Alexander Quiros. But other than that, it seems like everyone is getting through pretty well. 119, that's Vito Fernandez. He is in the pits for some reason. Didn't get to see really what was happening with him. But we've got most of the field through, as you see side by side, slightly further back. I believe that's Christian Slink racing with Gustav Gordstig. The 100 car of Dennis Gotto is quite far back as well, so it looks like he may have got caught up with some of those incidents as well. We can have a really quick look back. Actually, okay, yeah, it does look like we've got it. So here we go, going into the first corner. Oh, the Aston Nolan, he lost it separately himself as well. Piles into the side there. The Bentley, I believe that's Eckhart von Glan in the Bentley. So that is bad luck there for Eckhart. But he's still piling along. We had two people making the mistake that I told you. So easy to make around here, just getting a little bit too aggressive on some of those exits and putting some wheels into the grass and losing it. 119, Vito Fernandez actually stopped on track. He's there we go, disconnected there. That is unfortunate for him. Matt F holding the fastest lap after the first run through. All down to Holly Coleman. Down to Piexi. Piexi obviously starting from the back of the grid, making up some positions there, makes sense. There we go. Starting to settle down a little bit at the front. Hamling and Bart Raven pulling away from the rest. From Sash down to Fawn then is a little bit of a battle. And then we drop off to sort of the rest of them. With Fawn just going very wide there through that hairpin onto the grass a little bit as well, braking too late. He's now going to be side by side for a bit with that Porsche. So between the two Porsches now, he's going to have to make his way back up there. He was on the pace of those faster few who were pulling away from these guys, so we should see Willie Thorne be able to make the position at some point, but it's difficult. It's not a good track for overtaking. So we've got quite a few battles going, ready to go on further. We'll see if we see anyone side by side in this long shot there. Christopher Elberg looking for the position on. Attila makes it. Good move. Probably the best place to do it. Coleman is right behind Gustav Gordstig. He's doing good. He's ahead of Turrell, who's one of the pros, obviously. So he's getting a bit of a run on, or pulling away a little bit, I should say, from Mark Turner in the Lamborghini. Actually, that's an interesting line there, Smith. Managed to get on the inside and get a better exit there. That is normally you do want to go quite far out, so he's got a very good exit there. He looks like he's let the Lamborghini through again, though. This is the fight for second place in AM, but that might get broken up soon by Zabi. Zabi obviously a lot faster than these guys further down the field, looking just to sort of make a move at some point safe. Throughout this middle sector, not going to be many moves made here, so he can pretty safely just sit behind everyone else. That was an interesting bit of netcode there that took out that little pillar at the side of the track. Oh, so Zabi, who has that 5 seconds for talking in the chat and qualifying, by the way, he's just been absolutely sent by Danny Simmons. Danny Simmons obviously another driver who is looking to make up some positions early on after being sent down the order by going wide through turn 1 on the first lap as well. So this battle all of a second is going to get a little bit awkward. Both the Mercedes and Danny Simmons there falling off the track a little bit. So that's already split up the battle between the two of them. Now Danny Simmons is going to have to get past this car, while Zabi's going to be looking to get past the other. Very bad exit should be had by that Mercedes. So there we go. Danny Simmons is just going to pull straight past him down the main straight. Obviously this is a battle for position, so no blue flags, but I think it would be obviously sensible there for Smith to tuck in behind Simmons. These two will get past eventually. They will pull away, and then he can go back to focusing on fighting for second position. He has quite a good lead on Mats, who is the next driver in AM. Up the front, Guillaume Hamlin has the fastest lap now, but is still just trailing Bart Raven a little bit as we see him hopping onto the grass some. And there's Sasha in third place. He's managing to pull a little bit away from Quiros. And then there's a big gap behind Quiros to Thorne, who has got past those other Porsches. But, oh, actually... I was looking at the wrong place. I confused myself for a moment there. So, here we are now with... Zabi followed by Danny Simmons. These two are going to be battling for positions a little bit here as well, while both trying to get past this lower classed car. Ooh, big wiggle there of the Lamborghini. That catches out Zabi, who with a little bump tries to turn to the right to avoid it and gives Danny Simmons a good plonk, but not too much damage should have been had there by either of these drivers. Zabi puts himself a little bit behind Simmons in the faster car. Florian, good to see you, my man. Yeah, pretty low attendance. We've still got a reasonable grid, but I think partially a lot of people not too big a fan of Snetterton and have signed out for that reason. Oh, a look there from Zabi, but not quite going to make anything happen. Difficult place to do so. You can see the leaders there just on the right. That's one of the cool things about spectating this track, is you do just get to peek over at the other battles while you're watching the fighting somewhere else. Simmons past the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini goes a little bit wide and lets Zabi past. So you can see how far behind Smith is though. Smith has not quite yet managed to catch back up to the back of that Lamborghini. There we go. Once again, a little bit too fast into the second part of that corner. And that's going to really put him behind the Lamborghini as Attila Kohli just done a very similar thing. I told you we'd be seeing a lot of this. There are multiple corners where that's possible to happen. He's let Schlink and Gorgstig through already. Turrell there getting just on the side of him, and it looks like Coleman even was looking for a bit of a chance there, a possibility. Turrell looking for a top 10 for Baggy's man. He hasn't got long to go. He's near that space, just Gorgstig and Schlink between him and that goal. And Coleman, it's interesting to see him biting at the heels of these guys, because obviously he is in a lower class, doesn't really have to make the move. You can see those two that we've been focusing on for a lot of the race there behind as Attila goes wide and lets Coleman through. That is the sort of place you will take that move. I was just about to say he might not want to risk making the move, but if it's going to be given to you, definitely take those. Got very good pace here, well amongst the back of the pro field as Simmons and Zabi continue to claw their way up to him. Further up front, Sasha has been doing pretty good work. He just actually made a bit of a mistake and fell back, but he's been keeping up with these front two. It was looking like Hamling and Raven might be able to break away, but Sasha keeping them very honest now in the Audi. Further back there, you can see Quiros and Thorne really starting to pull a little bit away from Evans. Oh, and we have perhaps had a crash. So this is here Mats Schoblum, and I think that's Connor Quinn. Yeah, Connor Quinn breaks a little bit too late there. Sends the McLaren off into the grass. And there is Eckhart von Glan coming through. Oh, Dennis Gotto there. Looking around the outside. Oh, no. Oh, almost avoided everything there. That is not what you want to see. Mats and Connor now side by side. So it looks like Connor has the better run. So let's go back and have a bit of a look on board of this. So Dennis here saw how much faster he was, thought he'd be around the outside, and then I think got a bit excited with that idea and broke too late. Hard to see your braking points when you're on that sort of angle. And Mats then has Connor pulling around the outside of him. So that little thing is, I might be able to do something entertaining here. So the 555 and the 100. So let's pop on board the 555 and watch this from his perspective. Woof! There we go. It's an easy rookie mistake there by Dennis Gotto. You know, you're looking for a move. You see the opportunity. And then just offline, where you're not used to being, you can't see your your brake marker very well, and you make a mistake there. So Connor Quinn getting 10 seconds. That would be for punting Mats earlier, I assume, and then Mats also getting a bit of a scare from Dennis Gotto. Sasha has fallen off quite badly off the back of the other two. He's down to 2 seconds now, the gap, so he must have also made a mistake at some point. Really form there, right on the back of this BMW. He's looking to pass there, a little bit of a mistake from Quiros as well. Going wide down the straight, this could be the move. He's already got a nose just in there. He is on the outside for the corner though. He should have a better run down the straight as well. Keeps the BMW out a little bit wide, then comes to the corner from the outside. Good job there from Thorne. Now Evans right on the back of Quiros. Halfway through the first of our 2 races today. Evans here, new driver to ACCSS, is looking to try and make a move on Alexander Quiros. Even out in the lead of this race, 1:46.5. Best lap of the race, set similarly both by Bart Raven and Guillaume Hamlin, just 2.5 thousandths behind, 2.5 hundredths, sorry, behind. And we are watching this fight, which is the furthest forward. Oh, and there's Sasha. Sasha has gone off. He's in the grass, and this looks like it might be a similar thing to what I've been telling you about. Oh no, he was on the grass on the entrance. He was on the grass on the entrance, braking on the grass, sent his car around. You've seen him make a few little mistakes there that have thrown him back in terms of distance from the lead cars. Now he is back down the order. He's basically right at the back of that front pack. So that's going to be another interesting one to see how he gets through. You also have a bit of a mistake there by Christian Slink. Let's see what happens there. Oh, much too much speed into there. Oh, in the background there, that's Tyrrell making a move. He's actually good, not a move for position, but he is into 11th overall. And if anyone else makes some mistakes in front of him, he could be improving. I cannot see Danny Simmons. There we go. What has happened to Danny Simmons? Let's have a look. So we have a contact here. He's following Cody. Yeah, gives him just a little push. He broke too late in today because he was nowhere near the apex of that corner. And then slightly further on. Oh! He just got a snap there, big snap, sent him out. Oh, he couldn't get it slowed down before the barrier. And I think he just decided to give up there. But a possible contact, or a contact between the 5 and 42, but they're both going fine, so I assume that was just the 5 braking a little bit too late, just having a nibble of the backside of that other car. The reason I was looking for Danny Simmons is because these 2 drivers, this has been one of the interesting stories of this race. Danny Simmons and Zabi pulling up to the back of this this further backpack in the pro category. We have these big 2 discrepant packs here, and look at this. This is a big one. Danny Simmons, oh not Danny Simmons there, Johnny Woo, Ed Tyrrell, the other McLaren, going very defensive there. See, look at that. Big group of cars very close to each other. From Ed Tyrrell in 11th, all the way down to 15th. Zabi is a driver that I don't recognise hugely from ACCSS, so I don't know what his pace should be. He is keeping up quite well with Danny Simmons. He has decent lap times that could see him go further, but oh, there has been some sort of chaos there. We're going to have to have a look back at this one. So here is Coleman. Oh, little tap there from Johnny Woo, sends him round. Johnny Woo then, side by side with Tillicody, loses that position, and Zabi's just caught. He's just absolutely caught. Was that going to be a touch there? Between 109 and Zabi, yeah, I think it might be. As he comes back on, just turns a bit too much to the left, bonk into Zabi, and that sends him right off the track there. So, few mistakes there from the leader of Harley Coleman, who was doing very well. He was doing very well keeping up with the pros, and has now been dropped down the field a little bit, although he's still in the lead of his class, so he hasn't actually lost anything important. He's got quite a big lead on Smith and Turner. Smith, who was behind Turner earlier on, has managed to get past, hasn't managed to pull away, but has managed to give himself the position there, and that has broken apart this pack a little bit. You can see the gaps in these. These used to be right on the tail of each other, but Tillicody has managed to break through. Turrell still in 11th. He managed to avoid most of that carnage, and he's still reasonably close behind Christian Slake. Evans following Quiros around, and there is Sasha catching up to the back of these guys as well. Sasha obviously has the pace to be with the lead pack, who are quite far ahead of everyone else. So, once again going wide, that Sasha's going to try and take the advantage on that. Good run there from Sasha around the outside. Once again, seeing a lot of people just going a little bit wide. Can truly end races here. Then Simmons, oh, he's still in the pits. Saw it looked like some movement there, but it's all still just chilling out. You can see the back marker battle here. Eckhart von Glam with Mats and Dennis Gotto. Matt Smith here actually hit the replay on that because he just lost the position. Yeah, you see us on the grass over there, a bit too much speed carried through. That lost him momentum, and then just like we saw Sasha do, Lamborghini goes to the outside. Nervous snap there from the Mercedes. So Zabi has made his way past Attila Cody. Have a look on the 15th, because it looks like maybe there was a mistake over there by someone. No, so they're Cody quite far back anyway, so my mistake. But we've got here a few penalties coming up. I can't see. No, there we go. It's taking a while to load. Here we go. Stewart sheet taking a little while to load there. We have a bunch of penalties building up. Oh, more grass being taken there. Pretty scary stuff. So, Zabi's 5 seconds comes from talking before the race. Then 27, yeah, the 10 seconds from 27 comes from this incident. Just brake a bit too late into the back of Mats there. Then 5 seconds on Dennis Gotto come from this incident. Very scary incident. Again, just braking a little bit late, sending himself across the nose of Mats there. Then 109 and 19. So this is where Coleman's 5 seconds come from. Actually, I've looked at the one too early, haven't I? It's after this, I think. Yeah, so that is the penalty for 19, the 10 seconds for 19, and then Henry got 5 seconds for turning in on the car of Azabi, I believe, slightly later on. So that is all of the penalties we have there. Bart Raven is still leading with just 5 minutes to go. Guillaume Hamlin and Bart Raven have been here for basically the whole race. Sasha has managed to pass Alexander Quiros, but is still pulling up on the rest of the cars further down there. Cody has once again gone wide. I think that's turn 1, it looks like, yeah. Manages to get to turn 2. Has lost that place again to Coleman. So here we go. Turrell. He is right on the back of Christian Slink here. Could be going for that top 10 that our chat want him to have. Having a bit of an incident, another wide. Yeah, just... Oh no, it goes wide there and there's a few bumps it keeps in there. But then just brakes too late over here. That's a lot too late. Mark Turner. Still ahead of Matt Smith though. Matt Smith will be having the bigger runoff that we saw earlier. So these are the battles that are still really on. Eckhart von Glan is following Match Dublin. Ed Turrell following Christian Slink. Alexander Quiros is getting pulled away from by Sasha. And Hamling is still right behind Bart Raven. Oh no, Fito. We saw Fito there sitting at the on the track. He's just said in chat that his rig broke at the start of the race. That is a nightmare time, Fito. I hope it isn't too bad. You can get it fixed soon because that is really upsetting. Very well there. Loving, also in chat, loving the sound of the McLaren. Is it actually too loud, by the way, or is it just that the McLaren sounds awful that you are upset with? Because I would be worried if it was too loud. I try and keep it loud for you guys because everyone always complains that I have it too quiet. There's that bit of a grass move there. Is this Hamling? Hamling's just made a mistake, right? Oh no, we're going to have to look back on this. It looks like he tried to maybe make a move. Yeah, he tried to make a move there. And it doesn't come off very well. So let's see this from a different camera. Yeah, on the inside. Just isn't making the corner, is he? Just isn't making the corner. Only gets himself turned. So, unfortunate there. Bart actually just passing the back marker. Onboard is much louder than TV cameras. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap.
Last lap. There we go. Last lap of our first of two 30-minute races, you will remember. Johnny Woo. catching up to Ed Terrell a bit there. Zabi as well, both coming from the back a little bit, although these guys have those penalties, so... we will actually be losing a position to Zabi already. Oh, Cody has gone long on that corner again. We've seen a surprising amount of people go long on that corner. That corner particularly seems to be catching a lot of people out. This is really the last fight here that we have until the end of the race. It's Johnny Woo, Ed Turrell, Christian Slinkball. Johnny Woo looks like he's going to be pulling up. But it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to get an exit onto the back straight to make any sort of move. This goes for him and for Ed Turrell. Oh, too wide there. That's another reasonably common one we've seen. People just taking a bit too much speed through that faster left-hander. That's another one where I honestly didn't expect as many to happen there as we have seen. Ed Terrell, however, doesn't really look like he's close enough to make a move. We have the victorious Bart Raven, Guillaume Hamling, and Willie Thorne making it onto the podium in the Ferrari. Good to see. Sasha, after that spin, comes home in 5th. He's going to be one to watch in the next race. He's going to want to redeem himself after that. And then this battle with Ed Terrell just finishing off. Then wait to see everyone cross the line and get our full results once all of these penalties have been sorted out. Eckhart von Glan stopping on track there. Oh. Did he have a disconnection there, or...? No, he's going again, so that was very strange. Don't know what that was. I'm honestly just confused about that. I'm not sure. At first it looked like he'd had... At first, it looked... Oh, my standards is also bugging the hell out on my on race control. It first looked like he ran out of fuel. As I popped in the replay just to see if we heard that moment where he ran out of fuel. But then he seemed to stop. But his mirrors sort of looked like it was carrying on, and you could like see him in the mirrors. It was very strange. Anyway, here we go. He's going to cross the line. And then we can get our proper standings before we move into our second race. Here we go, the results for first race. Johnny Woo obviously losing that position to Coleman and Zabi, so he actually lost both of those. And then Quinn and Gotto obviously dropping down a little bit further as well. Danny Simmons, DNFing, and Fito Fernandez had issues with his rig, sadly. Apparently my highlights are broken, so sorry about that. We're going to go to this instead. have a stranded car as most of our drivers move on to their formation lap. Alexander Sasha, a boy. He is, I don't know what's happened, but he's not here. He's been sent straight to the pits. We have another driver starting at the pits, and that is Ed Terrell. So we have two crowd favourites now, who will not be starting the race. Very upsetting there. Just getting you back to show this though. I hate showing the formation laps in ACC, so we're going to be back real quickly with the start of the race. So here we are, ready for the start of race 2 of round 2 of season 2 of the ACCSS Sprint Series in 2023. A little less clean of a starting order this time. Obviously we have a hole there for Sasha. You can see Sasha on the left hand side. So if this Ferrari of Willie Thorne can get a good start, he has a lot of space to go into. Doesn't really have it, so he's going to slot in behind the Honda, staying on the racing line. All of them here a little bit sketchy there from Alexander Quiros, getting a bit close to people, trying to make a move there, but the Ferrari has already dived to the inside. Nice run through the hairpin there. Oh, that's our leader. That's Coleman. Coleman is our leader from AM. He's around. Zabi made up a huge amount of places already. You can see all those cars in the back that he's ahead of. And Connor Quinn there, going a little bit wide into the corner and getting turned around. Back to the front. Quite a big pack here. All over the place. Zabi actually has just been in an incident, has been thrown down the order. Let's check out what happened to Zabi here. Oh no! Very late braking there from, I think that was the Bentley back up on Glan, just taking him out. Unfortunate situation for Zabi there now, back down to 21st. So, give us an opportunity to have a different winner there. Actually, you see, who was that? That was Elberg, right? Holy shit, Elberg there. Does he go off at the bomb hole? Yeah. Oh. Was he not the person that saw go over the grass? It was one of these Audis. Oh, must have been a different Audi. I'm sorry, Elberg. He actually has the fastest lap of the race there. On the first lap, we had someone going over the grass and losing some positions. There is Sasha starting from the back. Vito Fernandez still not in the session. That's unfortunate. Back up further top. Oh, Dennis Gotto has had a little go round as well and is sitting there waiting patiently to rejoin. Which goes a bit wide. Oh no. Another crash for Quinn. Quinn not having a great race so far. There is rejoining the track Eckhart von Glam. Zabi looking to pass him again. Quinn again, that is. And here we go. Christopher Elberg now has Matt Evans right on his back. Raven and Hamlings leading as before. Danny Simmons managed to stay in fourth this time and is hanging on to the back of Willie Thorne. A little bit wide by Eckhart. That's going to let the Porsche through. Oh no. They'll be just too late on the brakes into that very fast corner. Just to rejoin over the edge there. Matt F looking at Attila Cody. He's been out on the wrong side of the track, just trying to get past that car a few times now that you've noticed. Canoe and Christian Slink right behind these two. Up the front, Guillaume Hamling with the fastest lap of the race, 1:46.9. Or even did actually do a faster lap than that, but it wasn't valid. So his fastest lap is still 5.5 minutes for Park Raven. But these two looks like as long as they stay consistent, we're possibly going to see the same thing from them again. Willie Thorne, however, has managed to move away from Danny Simmons, who's just rejoined. He's behind Elberg there, so that's 7th position. Danny Simmons once again making a mistake that throws him down the order. And then he's ahead of Attila Cody and Matt F into here. So that's quite a big drop back. You can see this fight right behind him. He's going to have to try and pull away from these guys. You lose a position to one of these guys, you're soon going to be losing position to all of them. Hello, Juan Fico, welcome to the stream. You see Coleman there getting past Turner, looking to get back the win of the race for the AM class that he threw away earlier. Guillaume was keeping Bart a bit even more honest this time. He's right on the back. Alexander now is caught up to the beaten and battered car of Zabi. Throws it down the inside. Sure, we will get a lot more moves to watch from Sasha as this race goes on. Harley Coleman as well, already passing Matt Smith up into the leader van. And starting to roll away. Clearly has the pace on the rest of the Anfield. Pretty impressive. That is a back marker there to the Bentley of Eckhart von Glan. Side by side between these two Porsches. Just cannot get the pull out there on or off the line. Oh! And on the... Ooh. let's have a look at a replay of what happened there. So he's offline, doesn't get quite the exit that he would want. And is a little bit wide at the, yeah, a little bit wide into the corner, and then just on the grass on the outside loses grip on one side of his car and gets flung around. He's even further down than it looks there. Oh, there we go. 14th now for Cody. We've got our first penalty coming through. 5 seconds for Dennis Gatto. That's actually 10 seconds for Dennis. This is from... must be this one. So, yep, just spins around Coleman there. Going up on the inside. Stewards have given that as his fault. Coming on the inside a little bit too late. There's a couple more penalties that might be coming down the line soon. Cody once again going a little bit too wide. Another car up ahead. As eventually they cut from Glan. We have a little bit of a battle brewing here. Danny Simmons in 7th, still sort of hanging on to the back of these, not really able to catch up to them quite as fast as we expected. But you see there, a really good run. Get a bit closer. Elbowed a little bit slow from there, but Danny, he's obviously the second part there, very pretty much impossible to get an overtake through, so he's safe. But Danny Simmons is there, ready to pounce if he's ever makes a mistake. There we go, we've got a few more of our penalties coming through. So this is the 10 seconds given to Eckhart von Glan. Fair enough, can't see anyone arguing with that. And then 44 into the 101. This is what Matt Smith got his penalty for. Another pretty simple one. Braking a little bit is Matt Smith. Good. Another Matt Evans. They're actually getting pretty close to Alexandra Quiros here. All the way from the Elberg Simmons fight. These are our two really pairs of front fights going on right now. But Danny Simmons a bit more consistently on the back of the Audi in front of him. But Raven, I just realised he's in third. I missed that. Have any contact? He does not, so he must have just gone wide at one of these corners. Thrown away because he lost 2 places there. Oh, Danny Simmons there making a few mistakes. Not going to be able to pass Elberg. If he's doing that, he's going to need a lot more consistency to stay right on the back of this guy. Cody also seems to have got himself in a little bit of trouble again. Yeah, just gone wide. Looks like maybe there was someone who's inside there that scared himself. Oh, and coming back onto the track, hits another car. Didn't get the best angle there on that incident, but very awkward one. I thought Raven is past Thorn. Oh. That's a very strange one to be on the grass there. But I mean, I did say at the start of this race though, right? A lot of people are going to be going wide into a lot of places here. We see Evans right on the back of Quiros. Oh, Danny Simmons! What has happened here? Came in way too much speed. Carried that out onto the grass. So that has given Elberg a bunch of breathing room. He's now plenty safe there in that P6. Let's go back here. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Let's find out where Bart lost the position on Hamling. So there is... like perhaps a Hamling ahead of him here. Be coming down the back straight. This was the position we found ourselves in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so just off the track a little bit there by Bart Raven. But he's managed to get himself back past Thorn, Willie Thorn, who's fallen back a lot, so it looks like he probably did a similar mistake there, honestly. What I would expect, more people going wide and just getting caught on the grass. Yeah, but Tiller Cody, we watched that. He's now got 5 seconds for a bad rejoin there. Arriving back onto the track and into the path of another car. Coleman leading Anne very well again, and once again just back onto the rear of this Pro Pack. He's already ahead of Ed Turrell, who's now following Gustav Gordstig. We still have 30 minutes left in this race, and we've already had a lot of our fights break up. It's sort of been a bit of a crazy race, the second one, honestly, but it's ended up a little tamer for now. Matt Smith and Mark Turner refuse to leave each other alone on track here. For a second while he's running, they're very close to each other on the grass a little bit there for Matt Smith's Mercedes. Down the inside is Mark Turner, and he takes the position. And a little bit wide for Matt Smith as well. But if we've seen anything from any of the racing that we've had today, these two will be back together in no time. Simmons has a new target after throwing himself away from Christopher Elberg. Oh, and a mistake there made by the Porsche. It looks like either that or just his back end getting a little bit wiggly on the power. Danny Simmons is going to put his car to the inside and given that position there by Christian. Oh, and he actually goes a little bit far. Oh, big wiggle there from Christopher. Is it Christopher? Christian? I think it is Christian. It is Christian. I was right first time. Good. So Danny Simmons going to pull away, and he's now on the chase for Johnny Wu. Will be his next target. He's only got 10 minutes left of the race to get in this gap, though, as Coleman having a look at the Lexus still. The Lexus is a little bit online there, now on the inside. Can try and break later into this corner. This is the only corner that's really raceable in this middle section, and he's got it. Good job there. Evans there. Gonna have to have a look at that. It just your typical slightly wide, or does he take too much of the? He takes too much of the inside through bomb hole. Alexander Quiros there, taking his life in his hands a little bit, as you can see that Porsche sliding, but does get through cleanly. With the shoutiest of shouties on the Lexus. Left, and Guillaume Hamling is comfortably in the lead right now from Bart Raven. Both on 46.3s as their fastest lap. Both chilling in the low 147s right now. Watching the furthest forward battle that was within a second here between Gustav Gorgstig and Harley Coleman. Cody having a little bit of trouble. Is he just going wide there again? Or is this going to be another Porsche dying to the curb at Bumhole? Nope, too wide. Missed the apex by miles there. And I think we've seen even Attila Cody do this one before. But back on the track this time without a spin. That's a little bit nicer this time. Here's Zarbi. He's going to make a move on the Lamborghini here, so he's managed to get past the majority of the AM field now. As I said, we knew these two would come back together. Mark Turner getting a little bit slowed up on the exit there, having that move made on him. Now has his rival right behind him once again. Matt Smith with the 5 seconds though, so doesn't have to worry too much. Obviously for pride of fun, he doesn't want to give the position away, but that does take a little bit of the stress off you when you're racing someone who has a penalty. Ooh. Once again, taking too much speed in top corner. We've seen a bunch of people do that. I feel like a broken record saying this again and again, but just people taking a little bit too much speed in some of these corners and going wide. Super common. And now, Mark Turner should be fine, staying within 5 seconds of Matt Smith. And as I said, that will keep him in this position. Evans once again chasing down Quiros. Elberg, you can see also in the background, he's doing a good job keeping up with this pack. Or this pair at least. Ooh. A little bit wide for Quiros, so this could be the move. He's putting himself out onto the racing line, but just doesn't have the pull down the straights. Bit of a better exit. Gonna try and send himself to the inside. Looks like he does make the corner there. Forces Quiros just a little bit wide. A great move there from Matt Evans, putting himself up into 4th position. See Willie Thorne there up ahead. Pretty safe in his podium position as of now. And now it all comes down to, can Matt Evans pull away? He hasn't managed to leap away at all right yet. And it'll be a little bit dangerous having a car that's faster and straight behind him down this back straight. There we go, just a little bit pulled out in those last 2 corners. That should keep him safe, I would hope. Ooh! Oh, ho, ho. Big moment there. Big moment there from Quiros coming through that fast corner. Takes a bit too much speed in. His back end comes around, snaps the other way, but just manages to keep it going. That was an incredible save. Holy. And now he has to immediately get on focus again because he has Christopher Elberg right up his behind. Matt Evans now feeling comfortable in 4th. able to try and just pull away. Well as having Elberg here chasing Quiros. Gorgestig still right behind Pullman. That one has been like that for quite a while. Danny Simmons also, we were looking at him earlier. He has now caught up. He's within a second of Johnny Woo. See if he can manage to make that move. Oh no, but he only has that one lap left, so quite unlikely. Yeah, 11 and 12 quite close together. So definitely having a little bit of a scrap here. See there, Turrell in the background. Defensive from the Aston as well. See there, they're not even fighting that much. I think Turrell just found the pace on these two. Really getting in here. Harley Coleman has had a really slow lap as well, so maybe just Harley Coleman slowing down the Lexus behind him, and that's really allowing Turrell to turn up in this situation.
The leader has finished the race.
There we go, Guillaume Hamling is across the line, followed by Bart Raven. Matt Evans comes in 4th. Congratulations to all these guys at the front. Oh no! Simmons has messed it up again. There we go, there we see this battle coming home. Wasn't quite ready to make something of it, but Ed Turrell pulled himself right up to the back of that situation. Now let's try and see. Oh, too late. Okay. Gonna need to wait if we want to see what happened to him there. Either way, that is the end of our second race. A very frustrated Danny Simmons there, ending his race. On the last lap, Oh, big backslide there from both of them, one after the other. There we go. And there we go. These are our results for the second race. Congratulations to Coleman for winning both AMs, and then Turner and Smith on the podium for all of them. Hamling, Raven and Thorne coming home victorious in this second race. Here are the first race standings. For those who haven't forgot, same 3 people on both podiums. Matt Evans having an excellent day in 4th both times. So, thank you all for watching. This has been ACCSS. I am Gareth Romper. Remember to follow this channel in order to see us whenever we stream again. We're obviously going to have this again next week, and I believe GT Cup will be back next Saturday with our boy Paul Glum. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good night.